All right, welcome back, everybody. So this is the last video on the text and elements lesson. So we are talking about text effects and how to add your elements, and we are working on the canva.com website. We're doing our design on the canva.com website. So I have logged into my Canva account and I'm now designing on the website. So I want to show you how I created that AB vintage hello weekend design. So I'm going to create a new canvas and I'll just show you from scratch. So this is a new canvas. This is a canvas where, like I told you before, this is where we do our creation, a blank page. So the first things first, we have different features. You can add your photos, you can add your text, your elements and stuff. So we're going to first come to elements because we want to create using the frame. All right, so this apps part is the part where you can add different other features that you want to input into your design. You can add a QR code, you can add charts, you can change the styles of your colors, and you can add audio, and you can create videos and add a background. So you can come to photos, and search for any photo that you want to use as a background. So we're first going to create a background. The normal canvas we have now is a plain white background, but it is too plain and too normal for what we want to create. So I want to add an extra background that will pop and give me what I'm looking for. So I told you before that you have to use keywords when searching for things. So for this, I'm going to search for white background and look for a background that I like, that I feel will be fine on my design. So these are different forms of white backgrounds that have come out. This one now, you can see this is the keyword. Look just below. You can search for free, you can search for white. This is free. That background is a free feature, you don't have to pay for it. But remember that I'm using the pro feature for this class, so I'm teaching you based on the paid version of Canva. So these are the keywords that you can search. You can search for white, you can search for white texture, you can search for white background, and you will have all these things come out. So that is how to see or find out the keywords that you can use to search for different elements and photos feature. So these are the different types of white background that came out. So I'm just going to keep scrolling and scrolling till I find one that suits me, or till I find one that I am comfortable with. Remember, I said that you have to have an idea or an imagination or a picture in your head of what you want your design to look like. So I know the type of white background I'm looking for in my head. I click the first one and it is too plain for me, so I have to delete it and then look for another white background that I feel is going to come out fine. So I finally chosen white background. I went with the second option. I've chosen it, but then if you look at it, it is not perfectly aligned to the rest of my canvas. So what do? All I have to do is to resize it, properly size it, rotate it to the point that I want. You can see I turned it, I rotated it using that feature, and then I sized it until it was able to cover the full canvas or the whole canvas in a position that I want. So it is all about being creative, what you want to achieve, like have an idea of it in your head. So this is what I have now. Now look at the change from the plain white background that was there before to this. Now I do not want my background to be moving up and down. I don't want to have to stress with the background while doing my design. So what I do is to lock it. You can see I pressed on the lock feature and I locked it. So no matter how I click on this canvas, no matter how I put my hand there, it will not move. Do you understand? So this is the design that we're trying to achieve, the hello weekend design. So I'm going to show you how I was able to put images of shirts into the letters that I have typed, okay, or into the letters. I'm going to show you how I have been able to put images of shirts into letters. So we come to elements excuse me, and we come to frames. Okay, so you search for frames. So there are different types of frames. Frames is the type of element that allows you to add picture onto something, just like your normal frames. Now the way they frame pictures, this is what the frame helps you do, but you use this but we are using this for graphics, so we're not going to use like the normal picture frame that you know. So we're just going to look for a frame that fits what we want to achieve. So I'm going to scroll down till I find letter frames, okay, till I find letter frames that I can add pictures to. There are different types of frames. There are even frames for numbers. We have the ABCD to Z, and we have the 1 2 3 to number 9 frames. So now I'm going to pick out the frames for the letters I want, one after the other. So we are trying to type the hello text. So first letter there is the H. So I picked out the H frame, and I'm just going to align it to the point that I want and size it to the size I want. And I'm going to pick the next letter, which is the E. I'm going to pick it and then align and resize it to the point that I want, making sure that I am taking note of my alignment grid lines, which are showing in purple color, and making sure that each letter is in the same size and on the same line as the other one, using the aid of or with the aid of my alignment grid lines. You can see as I'm moving it, the lines are showing. So when it shows, I will just leave it there because it is perfectly aligned. But then for the size, you have to use your own eyes to look at it very well and see if it's the same size, and then resize it before you try to align it. I hope you understand that. So that's what I'm trying to do now. I'm trying to resize and align and make sure it's in the perfect size and in the perfect line as the previous letter, which is the H. So I have the HE perfectly aligned and sized. Next, click on the L, letter L. Then to make this faster, let's just bring out all the letters. So second letter L. Another thing I could have done was to just duplicate the letter L. Since it's 2, I can duplicate it. I also duplicate E instead of having to go back and click again and again. But let's just continue. So I have all the letters out for the hello, for the word hello. So I'm just going to resize each letter till it is the same as the other letters and align it to be on the same line as the other letters. Okay, so I'm also going to use my nudge feature. This nudge feature is used to take your letters or your text in the right direction. So I'm going to use my nudge feature to carefully move it. Since I'm using my phone, okay, I do not have a laptop like mouse or cursor that I can use to move it. So the nudge is like the cursor for your phone, the cursor that you use to move your text and your letters. So I've used my nudge to move it, and I have resized the second L. Okay, so next one now is for me to resize my O and align it to the other text so that I can have the word hello. So I have resized it. I'm just going to keep resizing it till I get to the perfect size or the perfect or it's perfectly aligned to the other words, and make sure that they have considerable space between them. You do not want to jam pack it because it's going to affect your images when you are trying to place images. If they are too close, it will not enter properly. So make sure that there's space between each letter. Do not jam pack it. I repeat, do not jam pack them. Make sure that there's space. So I'm done with the word hello, and the next thing I want to do now is to bring out the letters for the word weekend. So I'm going to start with my letter W. So I have W out, and I'm going to resize it and align it to be below the hello word, but in a, you know, the word weekend is like a 7-letter word. 7-letter words. No, 8-letter words. It's an 8-letter word. So it has to be smaller than the hello because of the space we have available. So I'm just going to bring out all the letters I need and then resize them and align them to each other. So I have the W, I have the E, I have my second E. The next thing, I want to bring out my K, my E, my N, and my D to spell weekend. So you just have to pick out the letters, the lettered frame one after the other, and resize them and align them perfectly to each other. Now you can see as I now the words that the letters I want to use to form the word weekend, it is almost in the same size as hello, but it is definitely, it should not be so, because weekend has more letters than the word hello. So I'll have to resize it again to make sure that all the letters fit in properly on a straight line. So just watch me as I go. So I'm going to keep adding letters, resizing, aligning. Okay, so as you are doing this, make sure you are looking at it to make sure that they are on the same line, on the same size. For the lines, you use your alignments grid lines to make sure they're on the same line, but for the size, you have to use your own eyes to look at it properly and see, okay, is it the same size? So then if it's not, you resize it. If it is, you leave it like that. So I have them now, and I'm bringing out the words one after the other to spell weekend. So now it's for my letter N. Now this space is jam-packed, so I need to start resizing everything to make sure that they will fit into the line, the long text line. So I need to keep resizing it, adding each letter one after the other. So just watch me as I go. All right, so make sure that you keep moving it, and like I said, let there be at least a little space between each letter. Do not jam pack it. No matter how much you want to manage space, the best thing you can do is to resize it for each letter to be smaller than to jam pack it and they are all like together, clustered together. It will not work because it will be hard for your image to fit in. So make sure that you resize them properly so your image will fit in, and your letter should not be jam-packed. Please, your letter should not be jam-packed, should not be clustered together. So as you can see, I've reduced the sizes. As I looked at it and I saw that okay, the letters will not be able to fit in the size I originally picked, I keep resizing until all the words, all the letters of the word weekend can fit in together on a straight line. So I'll resize it and realign it using my alignment with lines. So yeah, that's what I'm doing right now. So I'm just using my alignment grid lines to resize it and to align it. So I'll keep doing that until I have spelled the word completely. I have all the words together. So that's what I'm just going to keep doing. So doing this might take some time, might take your time, because you have to keep resizing, keep realigning. It might take your time, but that is just the way it is. If you want to achieve that framed text effect, this is how you have to just keep resizing, keep aligning, doing it one after the other till you get that perfect text or the perfect words that you're looking for. So I'm just going to keep resizing, keep realigning until I get it together. So we're almost there though. We're at the letter K, and very soon we'll enter the letter E and N and D, and our word will be put together. So we just keep resizing, keep realigning, keep resizing, keep realigning, keep resizing, keep realigning, keep resizing, and keep realigning. It's because the word is a long word. That's why it's taking this long. If not, I would have been done with this by now. But it is what I want to add effect to. So I just have to be patient and keep resizing and keep realigning. Yeah. So I'm almost there. It's just remaining the letter N and the letter D. So like I said, make sure that there's considerable space in between them. But if you have put everything and see that there's no space, that is where the next stage I'm about to do now will come in. You have put everything and see there's no space for the last letter. So I'm going to show you a trick that will help you resize all of them all together at once. Okay, resize all of them all together. So I'm going to click on this and click on the 3 dotted lines and select multiple. Select the W, select the E, second E, K, E, and N, and group them together. So right now I don't click on group, but I can, because I've selected all of them, I can move them and then resize them, make it smaller. So my D will enter. So my D letter will enter. My letter D will enter. So I've done that. I've reduced the size of everything together. So I'm just going to go back to my frame elements and look for the frame E, the frame letter E, or the E letter frame. So sorry, D letter frame. So I've looked for it and I've brought it out. Now I have to resize it to fit into that space left to add the D. Okay, so I'm trying to add it now and it's still not fitting properly. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go back, select multiple, and resize again. I'm going to go back, select multiple, and resize again till everything is well aligned and it's in the perfect size. So I'll click my W, click select multiple, click each letter that I want to be able to reduce. So I have to start again. Click my W, select multiple, click each letter that I want to resize. So I've clicked all of them. I'm going to reduce it using my hand and each cursor line on each edge of the text. I'm going to use my hand to reduce it. So now we have space to put in our D. So my D is here and it's bigger than the rest. So I'm just going to resize it till it gets to, or it is in the same, like on the same size, or is the same size as the other letters. So we have it complete. So we have our hello and we have weekend. So the hello is like really far apart from the weekend, so I want to bring it down. I want everything to be like a bit together, not far apart. Like I said, you have to have an idea of what you want in your head. So I know what I want my text to look like on my canvas. So I've brought it down, and the next thing I want to do is to add my image. So you come to uploads, you click on uploads, and I want to upload the photo or the logo that I want to add to this picture or to this design. So when you come to uploads, these are images I've uploaded before. This upload is where you can upload files or images from your phone onto the Canva website or onto Canva. So you click on upload files and look for the particular image that you want to upload, or the particular image that you want to appear on your uploaded files, so that it is very easy for you to add photos to your design. So it's very easy. You just have to click on it and it appears just like that. So you click on upload files, you click on device, you look for the image and upload. So I've picked out the shirts that I want to upload. I want to, like I said, this is a frame. I use frame letters for this design. So now I'm going to add the images onto each letter. So what you want to do is to place the image directly on top of the letter you want it to enter, and then you resize it until it perfectly fits in to the frame. It has to enter the frame, and the frame in this case is a letter. So you perfectly resize it until it's able to fit into the frame, and the image will enter or become part of the frame, just like a frame, our normal frame picture. You have to put the print out the image and then put it into the frame. This was the same thing that we're doing. I've uploaded all the images. Now you have to resize it and make sure it's the same size and can fit into the letter frame that you already prepared. Okay, so we have our E and our H settled. So you just keep adding images to the canvas, resizing and placing directly above the letter until it is able to fit into the frame. So that's what I'm just going to keep doing on each letter until I have all my letters perfectly aligned with the images and it appearing as a frame. So I'm just going to keep resizing, keep realigning. So we're back to the resizing and aligning part. So you keep resizing and keep realigning until the image fits into the letter frame. So I'll do this for all the letters individually, one after the other, from my H to my E to my L, L, O, and to every other letter that I've brought out the frame before. So keep resizing, keep aligning, and then just add each image to the letter frame. So keep resizing, keep realigning, and add each image to the letter frame. So I'm going to do this one after the other so that my image will come out to look like this. In this first one I did, you can see each image is within each letter. Each image is within each letter. You can see the way it is. All right, so I just keep doing it. So you can see that I have selected multiple. I've finished adding every image. So I just selected multiple and I grouped it. I put everything in a group. I put all the letters together. So when I want to move them, I'll just move them as a whole, move everything together as an entity. So now to add my logo, I want to add the logo. Alright, so I've added my logo, and now as you can see the features that show under, we have replace, effects, flip, filters, transparency, position, nudge. So these are the features that you can use to adjust your image that is on your canvas. So now click on effects, and I want to remove the background of this logo. Remember that this is for the paid version of Canva. This feature can only be used by those that have paid for the Canva Pro. So to pay for it, all you have to do is put in your card details and you'll be automatically debited. I have clicked on background remover, and it's going to remove the background so that I can easily place my picture on the design that I have done. This is it has a white background, so I could have easily just fit it in, but remember that the white I use is not the same color and shade as the white on the picture, so you have to be careful about that. So now the background has been removed, and I'm just going to size it to a perfect point and position that I want on the canvas. So I've sized it and it looks good. Like this. So yeah, it looks good like this. So as you can see, the color on the logo is kind of different from the color on the shirt that I used for this design as the frame. So I want it to be uniform, so I want to pick a color that will actually fit in. The original color of the logo is yellow and black. So I'll go to duotone and search duotone, and then change the color of the logo as you can see me doing here. So now I've changed it to green, so it's in green and dark blue shade, and I feel comfortable with this. This will work with the rest of the colors on this design, so I'm just going to leave it. So like I told you before, you have to check for your colors. So this is duotone, and this was how I edited and I adjusted the colors of the logo. So there are other things that you can do. You can increase and decrease the transparency of the picture when we talk about flyers and logos. So when we talk about flyers, you see this transparency effect at work. So you can increase or decrease the transparency. You can flip it horizontally or vertically. Any way that you want. So it depends on the type of design. That is when this flip feature will be used. Okay. So this is basically it. So this was the one I did before that I said I want to show you how I recreated this, and this is the recreated edition or the recreated design of that first one. So When you are done with this, what you want to do next is to save your image. So you click on the download icon up there, and these are the various ways in which, or various softwares that I can save to. So what you want to do is click download, ensure that it's in the PNG format. That is the format for a good that's the format that I should use to download. And if it was a logo that I created, I would have chosen the transparent background. So I have more than one pages that I've designed in, so I'm just going to choose the current page. That is the one I want to download. So I'm going to click current page and unclick the others. So I'm done with that. I have all my sizes in right check. Now I'll click download. Alright, so I'm just going to wait for it to download. So I'm waiting. Alright, so because I'm using the Canva website, I'll have to download it again. So it was downloaded on the website, so now I have to download it to my device. So it's downloading file now. So I'll click on open. So this has been saved to my files storage at downloads, but I want it to appear when I open my photos. If it was an iPhone, you will see save image, but this is an Android, so I'm going to click share. I can share to WhatsApp and others, but I will click upload to photos. As you can see there, I'm going to upload to photos. So I'm going to open my photos and click upload. So I'm just going to wait for it to upload the image to my photos. Uploading. Alright, it's uploading. Okay, uploading. Okay, upload complete. Now, so I've opened my photos now. These are the images I have. So to see this, I have to go to the download album. So you see downloads, and you see photos of all the designs I've done and saved here. So you can see all the designs I've done and saved here. You can see the various examples. So that is the way in which you can save your image when you use the Canva website for your design. And using the Canva website for your design will make it easier for you to edit with your phone.